Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Ben and Christy and Alonso here to discuss the life and then the death this week of Lauren Bacall of a stroke. If you're, I guess if you think about how you like to die if you're old, that's to be healthy one day and then to die the next day. There's an upside to that.
She was 89.
She was 89, yeah.
Just a few weeks shy of her 90th birthday.
So I think it's interesting that I did a CNN interview and and everybody wants to talk about. First, you want to talk about Bogey and Bacall, and then you want to talk about how that maybe minimizes her because there was so much of a significant career after he died. She was just 32 years old when Humphrey Bogart died.
She was 19 when she did To Have and Have Not, yes?
Yeah, she was 19 when they met. They married at 20, 12 years, and then he died in 57. She was 32.
She was married to Jason Robards also. I don't know if people know that, but yeah.
Nobody cares. No, of course they do, but there wasn't. Nobody talks about Robards and Bacall.
No. I understand that, but I'm just saying.
But I think it's really
did a lot more living.
Yeah, she did, and she won 2 Tonys in a musical. I mean, this woman who makes this debut and has this husky, almost man-like voice,
and has Andy Williams dub her singing.
Right. And then she somehow was able to win 2 Tonys for Woman of the Year and Applause.
Yeah.
I mean, like Robin Williams, in a sense. I mean, I don't want to falsely draw a comparison, but these people were performers. Like, they could do it all. You put them in front of an audience or a camera that is eventually going to put them in front of an audience, and they knew how to rise to that occasion. There is something about that I am incredibly impressed by and jealous of. Just this way to entertain and perform, whether it's on stage or. So now I think I bet Lauren Bacall could have done stand-up again because there was an audience. She would have told a story. She would have told fun. Right. She would have.
Now, and here's the thing. I mean, you work for Turner Classic Movies. There is this generation of Hollywood that is rapidly disappearing.
Yeah.
We are down to the last few, I think, really, who were part of MGM, who were part of that amazing period between 1930 and 1950, let's say, where where there was a brand of Hollywood star who's like we will never see again.
Well, Slate did a thing about how all 16 people,
in Vogue.
all 16 people mentioned in Vogue are now dead.
Yes. Madonna's
right?
Vogue.
Greta Garbo, Anne Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio. I don't think you all 16 of them. They're all dead. So she was the last one at 89.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
But and she started young, which is I think why she was one of the last ones to hang on. But here's a woman who over the course of her career worked with Howard Hawks and Lars von Trier. I mean,
she was in Dogville and Manderley?
Yes. I mean, she just this incredible scope in the musicals and she was
The Sopranos.
The Sopranos, getting beaten up by Christopher. She was a voice in a Miyazaki movie. I mean, just like this amazing span of stuff.
But I think that the fact that that in talking about Bogey and Bacall together, it doesn't even necessarily minimize her, because of course it was Bogey and Bacall, and her strength, and there was a femininity, a feminist quality to her, while maintaining incredible femininity, a feminist quality to her. She seemed so strong, and it turns out in part because she was a great writer, too. I mean, her memoirs are good. They're really good, really well written. She did 3, and tells really honest stories, and she was incredibly blunt and authentic in a world that isn't authentic.
She talks about Bogey's drinking, she talks about Robards, she talks about her relationship with Sinatra.
Talks about his death, his deterioration really powerfully. But it was Bogey and Bacall, and she could easily have been a 19 or 20-year-old girl who meets and marries a famous Hollywood star and latched onto him to make her success. But no one thinks that. You have to be super cynical to think that. You know that it was a genuine, really powerfully love affair. And a love affair because they treated each other as equals. I mean, they were really interested in each other. She talks about how they talked all the time. But it was Bogey and Bacall, and he was helped by that enormously too. That was a team, and it wasn't, again, a 19-year-old model who got a big break and then married a Hollywood star and became famous. It wasn't.
No.
It almost should have been. That's the easier story, but it wasn't that.
And also, she was very politically brave and ballsy. This is a woman who, with a just beginning film career, basically went to Washington to stare down Joseph McCarthy, to stand up for.
It wasn't Joseph McCarthy yet, but it was the
House Un-American Activities Committee,
yeah.
to stand up for the Hollywood left, basically, in a time when that was super not popular. And she was unapologetically liberal throughout her career. She campaigned for Adlai Stevenson. She, talked shit about Republicans on, cable news, whatever. She walked the walk.
Yeah, I love her.
You met her a couple times.
met her a couple times.
Because she knew your dad?
Yeah, because of the politics. That was the connection. Not oddly enough because of the movies. Yeah, I mean, she was a McGovern supporter, and I met her, if I'm recalling correctly, at a 20th anniversary McGovern reunion. But I didn't know how to talk to Lauren Bacall, so it was brief. But I don't know. I sort of continue to be sort of impressed by her lack of caring what people thought of her in the right way. And you would like to read that memoir.
I
Is good.
should.
At least read by myself.
The
But
first one,
they're
yeah.
all
I should.
terrific,
I think that my father loved Humphrey Bogart. So my earliest childhood memories of like what a strong, glamorous Hollywood star is, that's Lauren Bacall.
And also, she was also a early, not the first, but an early like working mom.
Oh.
Like she got married, they had kids themselves, and then she was out there. She was working, and taking the kids, and then taking time off, and finding that balance. And there was just a real sort of feminist strength in her at an early time for that. And I'm sure it rubbed some people the wrong way, but again, she didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think it'd be impossible to be her now because everything is so managed, and so not. Even though stars have Twitter, stars have no filter.
She'd have found a way around it. She would have walked. She could. You know why? Because you'd have scheduled an interview with her, and she would have driven herself and walked in. Yeah.
Right,
and if you asked a dumb question, she would have sneered at you. So.
Lauren Bacall, 89. Bye.